Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into Deuteronomy chapter 8.
Right. And this chapter, it lands at such a pivotal moment, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You've got these people, they've just survived 40, frankly, brutal years in the desert.
40 years, and now they're right on the edge, about to step into this land of abundance they've been promised.
And the core of this chapter, it seems to be wrestling with something vital. How do you actually remember where blessings come from?
hmm Not just when things are tough, which is maybe easier.
Right. But especially when life gets good, when you're comfortable.
Exactly. And it's interesting. It starts by looking back at the hardship, doesn't it?
It does. It really lays out why they went through that desert experience for so long.
Yeah, the text is pretty clear. It says it was, to humble them, to test them.
To find out what was really in their hearts, like would they actually stick with the commands?
Precisely. It wasn't just aimless wandering. There was intent behind it.
And it uses that powerful example, the hunger. Being made to feel hunger and then being fed something completely alien, manna.
Something they'd never seen, their ancestors hadn't known. Why that specific cycle?
Well, the text says it flat out. To teach you that man does not live on bread alone.
But on every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. So dependence beyond just physical food.
Exactly. It's about receiving life, direction, everything from that higher source. It even mentions, kind of amazingly,
Yeah.
that their clothes didn't wear out, their feet didn't swell up during those 40 years.
Wow. Constant provision, even in the middle of that difficulty.
It paints God's actions there as discipline, but like a father disciplines a son.
So less about pure punishment, more about shaping, teaching.
I think so. Like a school, really. A
Wow.
school of learning dependence before they hit the abundance.
Which brings us to that promised land. What's the description like in the text?
Oh, it's almost overwhelming. It's called a good land. Water everywhere. Streams, pools, natural springs.
Sunflower, totally. And incredibly fertile. It lists, wheat, barley, vines, fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil, honey, the whole 9 yards.
And not just food. Right. There was more.
Yeah, minerals too. Rocks with iron in them, copper you could mine from the hills.
So the promise was basically, you won't lack anything. You'll eat, you'll be satisfied.
That's the promise. A complete turnaround from the desert.
But then the chapter takes this sharp turn, doesn't it? Right after painting this picture of plenty.
It does. A really significant warning about that very abundance.
What's the specific danger it highlights?
It's pinpointed to the moment things are going really well. When they're eating well, satisfied, building nice houses, settling in.
Yeah.
When their wealth is growing, herds, flocks, silver, gold piling up. That's the danger zone.
The danger of...
Forgetting the Lord who brought them out of slavery in Egypt.
And it even predicts the thought process. Right?
It does, uncannily. It warns against thinking, my power and the strength of my own hands have produced this wealth for me.
Wow. That temptation towards self-made pride, it's so specific.
Very.
So what's the antidote? How are they told to fight that?
It's a direct command. Remember the Lord your God. Simple, but profound.
And the reason?
Because the text says it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth.
Ah, so the ability itself is framed as a gift, not just the wealth, but the power to get it.
Exactly. It connects that prosperity back to God, confirming His covenant, His promises.
And to really drive that home, it loops back again to the desert story.
Reminds them of how God acted before leading them out of Egypt through that, terrifying desert.
Yeah, the text mentions thirsty lands, snakes, scorpions.
Right. And how He brought water from a rock, gave them that manna they didn't know. It connects past miracles to future potential.
It ties the whole journey together under God's guidance, from hardship to blessing.
Yes, emphasizing He's the constant source throughout.
But there's a serious edge to this. What happens if they do forget? If they take the credit and turn elsewhere?
The consequence is stark. It says if they forget God and start following other gods, worshiping them, they will surely perish. Just like the nations God was clearing out before them.
Because they didn't obey. Wow, that's a heavy warning.
It really is.
So Deuteronomy 8 sets up this powerful dynamic, doesn't it? You've got the lessons learned through the tough times, the discipline of scarcity, versus the test that comes with comfort and abundance. Maybe an even harder test.
It certainly makes you think that prosperity has its own unique spiritual challenges.
Yeah. The core seems to be true stability, true blessing, comes from remembering the source, whether you feel like you have everything or nothing.
That constant reliance, that posture of remembrance.
So, for you listening, As you navigate your own life, maybe pursuing goals, comfort, success, or just getting by,
Yep.
it's worth asking, where is your trust really placed?
And maybe think about how actively remembering the source of any good thing in your life, big or small, might shift how you view your own efforts and accomplishments.